In this episode of DPV, I'm going to tell you all about the NP205 transfer case. Alright, now that I got this thing blown apart, I'm going to try to tell you a little bit about the NP205. Why it sucks and why it's kind of cool. So, mostly why it's pretty cool and why it kind of sucks. Why it's cool is it is a gear-driven case. So this is the center idler gear. This runs the front output shaft for your four-wheel drive. And then this comes from the transmission and then out to your rear drive line. This guy is always spinning because you can see this here is from your transmission. It's always engaged here. This one's always spinning. This set of gears is for your low range. Because it's gear driven, it's pretty dang strong. And I mean, these were in half-ton, three-quarter-ton, and one-ton trucks all the way through the 70s, all the big three, and yeah, proven to be pretty strong. Where they kind of lack is in low range. In low range, it's only a 2-to-1 low range, where you can get some transfer cases. A lot of in the Jeeps and stuff had like a 272, or the Borg Warner, like was in the Big Chief. That was a 263-to-1, and so 2-to-1, it's not super low. But what's cool is you can put a 203 in front of it, like I'm going to do, and then you can have a 2-to-1 and a 4-to-1 low range. Something to watch out for is not all NP205s are the same. So this one actually came out in front of a manual transmission, so it's got the small input shaft, which can be pretty weak. This is what came out of like a automatic, like a Turbo 400. It's much bigger, 32 spline, and that's actually what we're swapping into this bad boy. So if you're shopping for 205 for building a doubler, if you can find one that was mated to an automatic, then you'll have the right input shaft. Because like Off-Road Design doesn't even make a kit for the small output shaft, but they do sell a kit to modify your 205 for the big input shaft. It does take a bit of work. You can look at my teardown video on that. One of the reasons why the NP205 kind of sucks is it is heavy. I mean, all of this, which are all big steel gears, fits into a cast iron case. So I think the thing weighs like 140 pounds. Where like an NP231 out of like an XJ or whatever, those things have the lower range, 272-to-1, and they only weigh like 80 pounds because they're aluminum case. But, I mean, do you want the lightness of aluminum or do you want the strength of cast iron? Then the other cool thing about the NP205 is you can do what's called a twin stick or even a triple stick, which I can't quite wrap my head around how this all works. But with the twin stick, you can have front wheel drive in high and low range. You can obviously have rear wheel drive in high and low range. And you can have four-wheel drive in high and low range. And any combination of that, which is pretty sweet. And it's just by either modifying your shift rails. See, they have these detents in there. You can modify these, or you can buy modified shift rails. So I'm probably just going to buy some modified ones because you can make mistakes on modifying your own. Plus, the ones that you buy are machined. And so they're going to be stronger, plus more, just a lot more accurate. Anyway, yeah, that's about it for the NP205. There's some other differences too, like you can get these in a divorce case, which means it's not mated directly to the transmission. And if you're going to do a doubler with one of those, you're going to have to modify it probably with that bigger input shaft. You can get them with a slip yoke or fixed yoke. Luckily, I got the fixed yoke version. And yeah, just a stout case. So anyway, that's what I know about the NP205. If you have any good links to how that whole twin stick thing works, I cannot wrap my head around it. Like these little synchros slide back and forth and lock it in different positions, but I can't wrap my head around how you just get front dig or get two-wheel drive with low range and all that. So, and I don't really have time to mess with it. But anyway, pretty cool, pretty fun project. Wheel it, wreck it, wrench it, repeat. Let me get back to building the doubler.